Hey everyone, Joshua Shore with you. We've got Lauren Moss back.
Hello, hello.
We've got a little something extra for you guys today. It's good to see you, Lauren. How are you?
Good to see you, Joshua. I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing great.
Making it through these winter blues.
Yeah, I just lied to you. I'm doing terribly. I think the snow has gotten all of us in this weird funk, this weird depression. Somebody likened it, and I'm not saying we're in anything similar to it, and I'm not trying to bring up bad thoughts, bad vibes, bad past, but people are likening this moment right now to when we were all holed up inside, indoors, not doing anything, that cabin fever during the pandemic.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I mean, it's similar because it has just been too cold to do anything outside. I mean, you know, I think of past winters, we've had pretty mild winters where you could still go ice skating at Howard Park, take the dog out. Like Luna does not even want to step foot outside in this.
What do you prefer? Hot, really, really hot weather with Luna, or do you prefer this type of weather?
That's actually a great question. She's a Yorkie, so Yorkies do not like hot weather. She likes like a little damp situation when it's kind of rainy outside.
Oh, that romantic... That romantic vibe.
70 degrees, little overcast.
Yacht rock in the background.
No, you know, not so. I mean, we're going to be complaining in the summertime, right? So we sound like we're bitter. But I mean, it's just been a long winter. I think at this point, it's been snowing since November. We're done with it.
I'm done with it. It seems like every week we have had a first alert weather day about storm or a major cool down or something. It's either one or the other.
And it's not like it seemed that way. We literally did. I think it was a stretch of 19 days.
I'm over it. We're
done. Let's talk about some happier things because listen, we've had some great shows. The Grammys just happened. What do you think about that?
Remember last year we talked about the Grammys and how fun it was, and it seemed like it was really well produced. Of course, TV people talking about TV. Really well produced. But the songs last year were amazing, and I was like, it's going to be hard to top that. And then you've got Sabrina Carpenter. You got some of these, you know, these, I don't want to say big-time stars. These are up-and-coming stars who become big-time just like that. Yeah. And the way they did all these things, great this year. I think my favorite segment, the D'Angelo tribute segment and the tribute segment at the end of the award show, of course. South Bend's own October London, a part of that.
Yes, he sounded good too.
They killed it. Of course, seeing Lauryn Hill back on the stage for the first time since I was 4 years old, 1999.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It was powerful. And how about the Ozzy tribute too with Post Malone? I mean, that was emotional. Yeah,
and that song is great too. Which people don't talk about that song. I like to talk about all his other hits. That song is a great song. I was singing along.
Post does it justice. Like I was talking with our chief photographer Don Schoenfeld, and he was saying, you know, Post can kind of handle anything: country, pop, rock. You can put him in any genre and he'll knock it out of the park.
Some of the awards, and we'll get to that in a second here, did shock me a little bit, but I think that when you celebrate music, nothing's a shock. I mean, last year, the music in the last 8 to 12 months have been amazing. The artists that have come out with some of these projects, I mean, it's truly remarkable to see. I thought it was a great show. My other favorite part of the night had to do with...
I know what you're going to say.
It's really tough. What do you think I'm going to say?
Well, I know you love Miss Olivia Dean.
Favorite part of the night. Hands down favorite part of the night. I'm an Olivia Dean fan. My fiance got me onto her. I'll give her credit.
Yeah, she's amazing.
And you sing her almost every day in the newsroom. You're singing
it's so catchy. And Chanel Jones on the Today Show mentioned something that I think is so true. She's just like a classy lady, and she said, I like that her music can have fans as young as 4 years old singing along, and then the grandmas are also singing along with it too, and it's just like classy vibe. I don't know. I really love her. I love everything about her. Her energy, her voice.
I mean, she reminds me. Her first off, she has an accent. She's from the UK. She reminds me of Sade. Now, if you guys who are listening to this know Sade, you know exactly why.
You need to remind me because
Sade has made so many hits.
Okay.
Smooth Operator, Diamond Light.
One thing about Josh, while we get ready for shows, he's not blasting like current music. You go back.
I am an old soul, Lauren Moss.
You go back, man.
And it's funny because me and you have this thing where you'll say a song and I'm like, how does she know that song from like, rap R&B 2005? And I'm over here blasting yacht rock and
I'm a
some
90s
soul music.
kid.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid.
At heart, right?
I like a little bit of everything though too. And I feel like that was like well represented at the Grammys. Maybe that's why we enjoyed it so much. Actually, it was like, I felt like it was like a spread the wealth, like a little, this person won this person won that. It just was kind of different.
You've had this flair of rap, old school rap, new school rap. You had R&B as well. You had the tributes as well. You had Reba McEntire doing the thing. I mean, that tribute
K-pop
segment was amazing.
Golden.
My favorite part was also, and it's just part of the Olivia Dean, but my favorite part was that entire segment of new artists. The production of that segment alone deserved chef's kiss.
Crazy.
Every person who was nominated in that category performed. And I think there was a reason behind that because a lot of people don't realize if you're listening to a new artist and you're seeing that category for the first time, many people may have never heard this new artist.
True.
And so the Grammys and the production, I think, did that to make sure that people are aware. Here's a little bit of a taste of what they do, of who they are, of what their music is like. And then they have the actual category presented in the winner. I thought that was brilliant.
And I thought everyone was so good. And I loved hearing from them, like you said, just to see them in action. And I'm like, wait, I know this song, this is the guy behind it. How about Alex Warren? I felt bad for him. Did you hear about that? His ears failed him.
Yeah.
So he was getting a little bit of feedback while he was singing Ordinary, which is such a beautiful song. But by the way, couldn't even overly tell. You could tell he was like touching his ear that maybe something was going on, but his voice still sounded fantastic.
If you look back at the show, you will see there's one part in there where he's off beat, like not even half a beat. That would be too far. It was like he was just off beat and it lasted 5 minutes and he took out his earpiece. You could see it hanging over his shoulder and then he got back on and it was just fine. He's a pro's pro, but for those who don't know, you have to hear the music in your ear because the acoustics inside of the room sometimes can fail you and fool you.
I mean, let's be honest. We have our IFB. We have earpieces when we do newscasts, and when they are not working, we can't even hear ourselves, and it makes doing a newscast hard, and we're only in a room with 2, 3, 4 people at
We're
max.
right next to each other, and if we can't hear each other in our ear, it messes with us, right?
Right, and I mean, that's our line of communication with our producers, directors, and for them, that's how they are hearing the beat, where they know where they're at in the song. So he's a true pro that he pulled that off quite well and wasn't able to, didn't. I would be freaking out.
I would tell you that the production value of that show in the last 2 years has
gone up.
It really has impressed me. And I think
so
post-pandemic in general, I think music is the only thing that binds us no matter what. And I think you talk about the TikTok music and all this stuff. And so I think they're putting more intentionality behind not just the performers, but the performances. Like for Sabrina Carpenter, who you know is also a favorite of mine.
Yes.
That entire performance could have been great with her in a microphone.
I know.
But she's coming down she's wearing
Airlines.
a freaking what is that thing
she's
called?
She's like a flight attendant.
She's a flight
Sabrina
attendant.
Carpenter Airlines, and she's going down like a tarmac and you're right. The production level was out of this world, even for the new artists like Olivia Dean. She had all these flashing lights behind her. Alex Warren was up in the sky on a lifted thing. So it helps display them even more.
It's impressive.
We had some historical moments too. Bad Bunny.
Yeah. Bad Bunny.
He made history, right?
Bad Bunny made history. He won, and I can't remember the album name right now, obviously, but he won Album of the Year. Actually,
DTMF, right?
Let me step back a little bit, and I want you to fact check this as I'm talking, Lauren, because I've always been confused about the category at the end of the night. You've got Song of the Year. You've got Album of the Year, and then you have Record of the Year.
Yeah.
And I used to be confused about that. So I want you to fact check me on the awards and what they won, because I need to make sure of this. I don't want to get it wrong.
No.
But for me, I would always confuse Record and Song of the Year.
I know.
And they're different because one is about the writers and the engineers, one is about the artists themselves.
Yes, but I'm right there with you, because even we were watching and my husband Eric was like, what's the difference?
Yeah.
Record of the Year, Song of the Year. Like, aren't these the same things?
Do you have the winners there?
Yeah. So Record of the Year was Luther with Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Correct. Okay.
So
Luther Vandross, if you have share.
And bless her heart. And then don't you love
She was lit.
Trevor Noah being like, Gotta love live TV.
Uh-huh.
People think it's so easy. It's not so easy, is it?
It's not easy.
But I mean, can we give it up for Cher?
Cher.
How old?
I mean, we
Siri,
can.
how old is Cher?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
She's 79 years old.
She is 79 years old.
That trombone I didn't push, by the way. So sorry, Cher.
And she came out and she's just like, thanks for this award. And then she's like, I'm leaving. And
She's
then Trevor Noah's
79
like,
for
no,
real?
you gotta. She's 79. So let's give it up to her for a little bit. But it was a little lost in translation.
I think that people don't realize there's a plastic shortage in LA. There's a lot of lip filler in that room, a lot of plastic surgery in that room, and I'll say it because I don't have it. But
you don't bash Cher though. She looks good for 79.
no, but Cher looks awesome. Cher looks
but
awesome.
you mean as a whole? That
but
whole
as a whole,
room.
if you had to define it on its merits,
I mean, listen, people prep all year for award season. This is like the
that's
golden
true.
time.
Good point.
They're on display. They're trying to get new jobs, Joshua.
That's a good point.
But wait,
shouldn't be too harsh.
Can we go back to the Luther situation because the issue why it was a little like is because Luther is no longer with us.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. And I think people didn't realize that when she said it, the song that won is entitled Luther. You talked about it with SZA. And
If it was up to me.
it's a great song.
It's beautiful.
It's a great song. And so I think that when that happened, a lot of people were not expecting that, and they were confused at that point. Not to mention she walked off
and Cher
when
was
she wasn't supposed to.
Cher was confused.
And she was a little confused. And that's okay. That's all right. We can say that. She's a little confused.
Yeah.
And that's
but then,
all right.
Song of the Year was Wildfire by Billie Eilish.
That's the song of the year. So you got the song of the year, record of the year. What was the album of the year?
Album of the Year, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, correct? Okay. Got it. So anyways, I don't think anyone was. I wish Sabrina Carpenter got something because personally.
Yeah, and I mean she's having her moment, and I just hope she continues to ride that and more success coming her way because every song seems to be a hit.
No, I mean seriously, Olivia Dean deserved that award too. By the way,
we're missing a huge moment. Justin Bieber being back on the Grammy stage.
He was one move away from being another Janet Jackson. He was in boxes that were bedazzled.
In his underwear.
But it was amazing.
I wonder,
it was amazing.
I've seen a few TikToks like being like, do you think he did it? Because, he has some anxieties. He's been going through some mental health things. And it's like,
who isn't?
Join the club. It's winter time and we're stuck in Michiana.
Facts.
Do you think it's like, imagine the crowd in your underwear, right? That's what people say. Like, don't be nervous. Just imagine everyone in their underwear. Is that why he was in his undies? Or was he just like truly stripping it down?
His
voice
wife
down?
was there.
I love Haley.
His wife was there, so maybe he's trying to impress.
Listen, I love them, and I'm
new
happy
father,
he's
too.
back. Yeah, and he sounds good. He's headlining Coachella this year, so he also has a big year on the way. But I just loved seeing him perform again. I missed his voice.
I'm going to tell you something, Lauren Moss. The production and the aesthetics of this, and granted, I get it. The Super Bowl is not about the music, but the halftime show is usually the highest rated part of the game.
To me, it is.
And a lot of people don't watch football, and they're usually tuning into the Super Bowl. So with that said, they've got to look. The production team has a lot cut out for them. I mean, they've got to live up to a lot after this. This Grammy Awards was, in my opinion, based off of just looking at it as a TV person, was just so well produced. I really am hoping that 20-25 minutes of the halftime show is just as well produced, which, by the way, that is on NBC. That is happening on Channel 16 here if you're in our area.
This Sunday.
That is this Sunday. That is going to be happening. I think coverage starts at noon. You just watch the whole day. Kickoff is at 6:30, I believe. It is the Seahawks. They're going to be doing a dance against the Patriots. And so that is the game.
And we're going to be dancing to Bad Bunny at halftime.
And dancing to Bad Bunny. There's a lot happening that day. So there's another thing that's happening directly against the halftime show, right? I believe it is.
So this made headlines this week. Kid Rock is going to be headlining Turning Point USA. It's alternative to Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show.
And that's garnered a lot of controversy, obviously. Because a lot of people are saying this should be an American doing this, and without getting into the politics of it, which we will not do, but I can tell you that a lot of people are confused because they're like, hey, you got this guy who's from America talking about Puerto Rico. He's just like,
I know. That's what, he made that clear in his Grammy speech. Like, hello.
So it's like, what are you really trying to say?
America.
Yeah.
And I think give him a chance, give him a listen. His music and his message, he really is a very positive guy. His music is about love, and
Oh.
it's fun music to dance to. And I understand not everyone understands Spanish, but give him a try.
Think about, and if you don't know the link, just dance to the music.
Dance, just enjoy.
Dance.
Try
if you
not
don't know
to
what
complain.
just if you don't know what he's saying, just dance to the music.
Or how
and
about
it'll be fun.
just look at him.
In fact, I mean, he's a good looking dude too. Think about where he was 10 years ago. He was like I don't know if he worked in a grocery store or what, but
his music is smooth.
Now
It's
he's ruling the
smooth.
world in the music industry. He's the
I
most
know.
streamed artist in 2024 and I believe 2025 as well.
Listen, there's a reason he made history at the Grammys,
There you go.
right? So maybe it's just people who haven't given him a chance yet. But you're right. So this Turning Point, I printed this out. Turning Point USA spokesman called his group show with Kid Rock, quote, an opportunity for all Americans to enjoy a halftime show with no agenda other than to celebrate faith, family, and freedom. Okay.
okay. That's what the spokesperson said.
That's what they're saying. That's why they want to do it.
But
I haven't even heard Kid Rock is still performing.
Is he a kid still? I don't know. We have
don't
questions.
know, Kid
We have so
Rock.
many questions. I will tell you though.
So that's why they say they're doing it. I don't know.
So listen. So for those who don't know, that organization is Charlie Kirk's organization. Am I correct about that? And
Yes,
so
Turning Point.
Yes, Turning Point USA. And so again, it's a direct conflict, but good luck with that. Obviously, the highest rated segment in the game
Is the halftime
show, and usually nobody's watching anything else. But we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see
And I
how many
feel-
people tune into that.
Every year I feel like I don't know if people are just so set on wanting to hear their favorite artists right
Maybe.
at the halftime show where they get disappointed or what. But
What's the agenda? I don't
what's
know.
the agenda? Like even last year it was Usher.
Right.
And like I was like, I loved Usher growing up, and I'm like, he's maybe not the first person I put in my car anymore, but to hear him perform again, right? Like it was like going back to like high school parties for me and like prom, like these songs I was dancing to at prom, and I'm like, Usher is amazing, and he's a top performer. Let's give everyone a
that's
chance to perform. There's a reason they were
Yes.
selected, okay?
I think that it gets lost when we start getting political about music.
yeah.
Right, I
Music
think
is
it's-
supposed to unite and
Unite
supposed to
people. And if-
help us escape.
If you are
World
making
and-
music a political thing, I think that's a bigger issue that you have to then take an
Mm-hmm.
introspective look at and figure it out. Because for me, I don't care if if I'm just giving an example here, the best artist in the world can be Bad Bunny. I may not have him in my car,
Right.
but if I'm watching the halftime show, I am curious.
I'm curious
Let
to
me
see.
see what the performance is about, right? I've never said, man, I'm not watching the Country Music Awards because I don't like one artist.
Right.
That's just weird to me.
Yeah,
Weird
I agree
energy.
with you. I agree, and I think it's going to be a great show. I think
think so,
there's
too.
going to be some surprises,
Yeah, true.
some epic dancing,
Yep.
and I think it's just going to be a good time.
I'm excited. I really
too.
am. The game, not so much. The Chicago Bears aren't in, so we'll see. I do think it's
We
going to be a
were
close game.
hopeful. I know. I think so too. We were hopeful for a little bit that the Bears could make a push. I mean, the big talk right now is obviously the Bears possibly moving to Indiana, which that is a heated subject.
Man.
I don't get the amount of comments I've gotten when I share articles or videos on the Bears possibly moving to Indiana. It's crazy, Josh.
What
People
is
are
the
like,
name? What would you call the Bears? What is your name for the Bears?
No, listen, you still call them they're going to always be the Chicago Bears. That's why
Good.
everyone's like, it's not the Gary Bears.
Yeah.
It's not the Indiana Bears. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Did you know how many other teams are not situated in their city that they're from?
You talk about
There's a few, right?
New Jersey. So New Jersey, you've got the New York Jets are in Jersey. I believe in East Rutherford, New Jersey. I could be wrong about that. Fact check me. But I'm almost sure that's the case. And then you had in the
Miami?
past several other teams that were not exactly. You've got several other teams that are not in the city in which their name is binded to. So it's not going to be a first if that
No,
changes.
no.
And I don't think you should change the name just because you're in a different city.
No, I agree.
So
And
that's
I-
a- that's a good
that's a
point.
whole other topic we'll have to talk about once more information comes out and once we get a little bit more, because this is something we're following. We have some sources we're talking to, so we'll have to bring you another podcast on that.
We are going to continue to watch that. One thing we're watching closely, and this is something that we've been talking about, Lauren, offline, that is very, very concerning to us as a member of the NBC family, if you will, being an NBC affiliate here in South Bend, is Savannah Guthrie's mom, Nancy, and she's 84 years old. She's missing in Arizona right now, and I mean, everyone who knows TV and who knows news understands just how big, very odd, and very chilling of a story this is.
Yeah, it's It's sad. Investigators believe she was taken. They do not believe that she left on her own. They think she was taken against her will. And I think the latest report out today said that blood was found in the home.
That was a report. I think the New York Post or someone put up that there was blood found in the home. Obviously, when you start to hear details that are vivid like that, you can't help but to think about the worst, obviously, right? And you're talking about a woman who is in her right mind. Investigators say that she was taken in the middle of the night. They believe she was abducted. They use that term, abducted. It just really puts chills down your spine because you think about what we do every day, right? And Savannah Guthrie, it's hard to not look at Savannah in this, right? Because there are 3 siblings in all who are involved in wondering where their mom is, right? Let's be fair. But it's hard to not look at her because she is so visible and so public. And their relationship is public, and they love each other. And when you watch NBC and you watch today's show, you've seen that in the past. And so that's the hard part to wrap your head around as a journalist. How would you respond to something like this, right? And then you start to think of the worst things, right? You start to think of, man, is my family okay? What do I have to make sure? Do I have to put safeguards in place? We don't know what happened to her yet. We don't have specifics. The investigation is ongoing, but you can't help but to think of the words, and I can only imagine what the entire family, let alone Savannah Guthrie, is thinking and feeling.
I know, and we are certainly thinking about her. If anything, we keep sharing the information. Any little bit helps. Obviously, her mom was in Arizona, right? I believe Tucson?
Well, I believe it was Tucson, but yes, and this is also a part of the foothills where she was, where her home is. And so you're talking about, for those who don't know geography in this term, and I don't mean that to be funny, the foothills means literally right up against the mountains, right? And so there's this mountainous terrain there as well. In fact, if you look at NBC News' coverage yesterday and who they talked to, you could see they're doing these interviews literally on hiking trails. That's what makes this a little bit more of a difficult story and a difficult investigation.
I can't imagine. And I mean, we're used to Savannah telling us the news, telling us these stories. She's usually the one talking to family members about, trying to get information out about their loved one. And that's what I've always looked up to as Savannah, is her empathy, her compassion as a journalist. She truly cares about people. And so now that she is in this position where it's her own mother, I feel sick about it. And it's a story that has really shaken a lot of people. And you could see even her colleagues, Craig
it was hard
Melvin,
to watch
her
that.
co-anchor, had to do a break-in update to toss to the news conference with investigators. And he looked so upset, and we're just hoping for the best here.
I'm
share the information if you can.
I'm looking at her, and she put out a post. I'm going to read it in part here. This is Savannah Guthrie saying, "We believe in prayer. We believe in voices raised in unison and in love, in hope. We believe in goodness. We believe in humanity. Above all, we believe in Him." Despite what is happening right now, the way that she clings to her faith is beyond impressive and inspiring during this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's true to her, who her mom is, right? She has said her mom is a servant of faith. She's faith is everything to her. She was often on the Today Show. She was just recently on, within the last few months.
She is always a part of that Today Show family, which is why as an NBC affiliate, it touches you. I had an opportunity to meet Savannah. And we talked for a story that we were doing while I was covering the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. This is in 2024, so a couple of years ago. And when you talk to Savannah, you realize how genuine and authentic she is, because that TV thing is who she is. It's the same person. So you go up to her and you're like, you're nervous. She's going to say, all right, sit down, let's hurry up. And she's like, "Hi there. So you're from Chicago? Okay, so I'm from this, blah, blah, blah. My husband's from here," and and starts talking about, from Philly. Her husband's from Philly. And we started talking about the difference in the Italian beef and that she's going to try that on the show and all these other things. And it's like, "Oh, we're supposed to be doing an interview. I'm sorry." She said, "Oh, it's fine. I have nothing to do." It's like, you're the co-anchor of the Today Show.
It's someone that we watch daily, right? And we hold up to a high standard, and we look up to someone like that because of what she does. But at the end of the day, she's a human being, right?
She's a human being, man.
And you got that in your interaction with her. But that's what I just feel for her right now, because she's a human who, her mom has gone missing under very strange circumstances.
And think about
sad.
She's supposed to be going off to the Olympics Friday.
I know.
For the opening ceremony is Friday, so she's supposed to be going midweek, and I don't know if that's happening now.
No, I believe she's pulled out, and she said her priority is finding her mom, and so we just hope. We've been following this, and our eyes are glued to the TV, for
I
any
think
updates that
I
we
woke
can
up
pass
this
along.
morning like, trying to see
I
if there was an
know.
update, and there was no positive update. At least there was no new updates beyond the fact that we saw this new statement, brand new overnight from Savannah Guthrie. So something we're watching, obviously, but we wanted to mention that because we're really thinking about her and as
sending her our prayers and our love and our support as an NBC affiliate.
as a journalist and as you said, Lauren Moss, as a human, you
as a
can't
human
help
being.
but to think about the human part to all of this, and so. We're wishing her the best, obviously, but that's some of the news we're covering. That's some of the topics we've been covering today for Something Extra. Look, a lot to talk about now. There's always going to be a lot to talk about later, so we hope you join us for our next episode of Something Extra as well here, wherever you get your podcasts, wherever you stream us, which, by the way, we're streaming the news now. We're doing it. We're reaching you where you are, so if you have an opportunity to watch us beyond just the appointment TV, the 4, the 5, the 6, the morning show from 5 to 7, we're doing a lot more news online as well. You can learn
find
more
us
about that.
if you want to see us. You'll find us.
And we're sorry in advance for that. But yes, so we have that availability to you as well, just trying to reach you where you are. So we appreciate you guys listening to us here on this episode of Something Extra. We'll see you soon.